Hi, everybody!
Hey, welcome to Goodberry!
Hello, and welcome to Goodberry. It is, is it Monday? It's Monday?
It's Monday! It's the start of a new week! It
doesn't feel like a Monday.
Yeah, that's true. It was a pretty busy day for me, so it kind of felt like a Monday.
Yeah.
But I also worked yesterday. I recorded a lesson for China yesterday, so it might as well have been a Tuesday. Who knows?
Well, hello to everybody in chat. Twinsin, Angel Devilson, I'm Juden. Saying hands down the best stream currently on all the Twitches. Thank you, I'm Juden.
What? Thank you, I'm Juden. That's so sweet. And this is on a Thursday. You're saying that when some very competitive streams are going on. I very much appreciate
it's Monday.
That.
We just said it's Monday.
Oh my God! Wow. Hello. It's definitely Monday.
And what says Monday more than not knowing what day it is?
I was like, no, it feels like a Monday. Anyway, it's Thursday. All right, so we're gonna talk about some pregnancy and baby stuff today. And the first thing that I'll mention is that when you're pregnant, you get pregnancy brain, baby brain. Yeah. So the baby that's a real thing too. Like the baby sucks all the nutrients and energy from you, and hopefully that just means that her brain is growing.
Yeah, for sure. You're sacrificing your own brain to her brain.
Exactly. Oh, Angel Devilson, you're working on my gift. Oh, I'm so excited to see what it is.
I may have seen a little sneaky peekies of it, and it is so cute.
Oh,
so cute. God. You're gonna love it.
Excited. Thank you so much.
Also, hi to Paleo Gaming and FNF, dropping those Force of Evil balloons. What's up?
And Shafrikas and J-Rock.
Dasmir. Hi.
Maverick 2. Hi. So yeah, today we're just chilling and chatting, chilling and chatting, chatting and chilling.
Something's different. I wonder what. Yes. We pre-taped an episode of the Dungeon Run today, so I wore my wig. That is some insider knowledge that we are not announcing, so there you go. Juicy little secret for you. Yeah, so I decided to just stay in the wig because it's cute. I like being.
It is cute. Isn't your head hot though? I feel like I'm so hot today. That it's like 92 degrees here.
It doesn't get hot. It just gets like, it like squeezes my skull. That's all.
That can be nice though. I like a little skull squeeze here and there.
Yeah, it's been a couple hours, so I'm over it.
Yeah, so you're over the skull squeeze? You're not into it?
And also, like, if I take off this wig, then I just have insane hair, and I just didn't want to deal with that.
I see. Sometimes if you do it just right, you can make it so that the pin curls give you a nice, like, curly look after. But that takes a lot of time.
That's true, but not my bangs. That's the problem.
Oh,
my bangs are always just like...
Yeah. And I'm trying to... I mean, I guess you could, like, curl them so that they hang like curtain bangs, kind of, but maybe not.
I think I'd be very lucky if that worked.
Well, you are a very lucky person, I think. So.
Am I?
Do you see yourself as unlucky?
No, I think I'm pretty neutral in the luck territory.
Really? I think you're pretty lucky.
Well, what is luck?
I think luck is having things that are positive happen to you that you didn't have any say in whether they happened or not.
I agree, but also I think there's an added component of your preparedness had nothing to do with the luck too. Like, I think success is luck with preparedness, with talent. But I think that luck is so separate from, like, if I, like, so, like, booking the Dungeon Run, for example, lucky, yes, but at the same time, less than lucky because I was really working in like, practicing my role-playing, and, yeah, so it's, like, a little less on the luck scale.
I guess.
Whoa, we just got 5 gift subs from Paleo Gaming. Thank you, Dan. Yeah. Oh my god, and we got a gift sub for Heather Drew, which is one of the actors, one of the role players on the Paleo Gaming Omega Horizon Sci-Fi RPG. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Those were gifted to Piesicle, Heather Drew, which you said, Gary McHenry, Giacomo, and damn it, Randy!
Damn it, Randy.
Amazing. Thank you, Paleo Gaming. You're fantastic. We were talking about luck. I guess I just think of like, sorry, I have this music playing and it's like really distracting me. There we go. That's better. So I think of like I think of luck kind of as like privilege, in a way, like you were lucky to be born attractive. That's luck. You
Yeah,
didn't
totally.
have anything to do with that.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
And there's all kinds of other things like that in life.
Sorry, that was me coming through that alert.
And I think that, like there are things that pushed us to artistic careers for whatever reason, whether it was somebody who influenced us growing up who was like, wow, you're pretty good at this, you should pursue it, or whatever it was, of finding a love in our craft, that's luck, I think. And then I think
agree. Yeah.
A lot of times, right place, right time is luck, like
yes.
Sometimes you are in town for an audition, but sometimes you have something else going on in your life where you can't be, or So,
yeah. Dang, I had a thought and I lost it. On your luck train here. Wait, keep making that noise. It's helping. Here we go. All aboard. Yes. Okay. So, kind of playing on the nuance of luck, being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
It's like we moved to LA, which increases our chances of being lucky? Question mark?
That's true. I think because
they're more likely
to increase your luck. Yeah.
To be in the right place at the right time?
Yeah, like I think that, for example, having a healthy baby is very lucky, because there's a lot of unlucky things that can happen that I've been worrying about nonstop, of course. But you can do things that make your odds of being lucky better. Like, I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, I'm not even drinking coffee, which is crazy. I'm not,
Oh my God, how are you doing?
Well, to be fair, I was never that big into coffee anyway. But even green tea, I've read is not great for you.
It's like caffeine that you can't have?
Yes. You can have a certain amount of caffeine every day, they say. So if you guys have had babies, or if you're pregnant now and you're drinking coffee, this is not me judging you. I'm just like extra afraid of anything going wrong. So I'm just like not doing it at all, especially since I'm not that into coffee anyway. But green tea, there was like some other thing in it that I think has to do with the processing of it, that a lot of green teas have, that they were saying maybe stay away from it. So I just have. But yeah, so going back to, I think, there's things that you can do to increase your luck in any situation. And I think that includes having a good attitude, and like not just having a good attitude, like be happy, but like fostering positivity in your life every day, I think is important. And powerful. Yeah. No, I don't believe that it's everything, but yeah.
Having the positive monologue in your head. And I mean, I've said this to a lot of my friends at this point, probably you too, Alex, but I'm finding out that it's more and more rare to have that positive monologue in your head, and to positively affirm yourself every day, and to tell yourself you're doing well, you're doing okay, you can do it, you can succeed, you are worthy of succeeding.
Yeah. Or even something that I found really powerful in kind of like my journey of finding the balance of positive thinking, because like going too far, if you're feeling really bad, going too far and then being like, no, I don't feel bad, I feel great, I'm on it, that it doesn't work, right? Because it's too far of a jump, and you know that you're just lying to yourself deep down. But something that was really powerful for me was finding out that just finding a middle ground can really make a huge difference for me. Like if I'm feeling really down, and I just say, maybe I can't at that time say, I'm doing great, I'm gonna be successful, but maybe I can say, I'm safe right now. I'm okay right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
The things that are true.
Yeah, like I'm here in this moment. Nothing catastrophic is happening to me. I'm safe. I'm okay. You know, like if you can get there, and then you can like, you can believe it, and then you can slowly start being like, actually, I'm better than okay. I'm pretty good. Like I'm pretty lucky. Look at all this great stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like
Yeah. I think I do that now with my anxiety when I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I'm failing, or I'm not making enough money, or whatever it is. I go, well, look at the circumstances objectively. Also, the light in my apartment right now is fucking gorgeous. I wish I could
beautiful.
show you. It's like shining
I can kind of
through
see.
on the other side, like cascading over my bookshelf.
Nice.
Objectively, like, look, I am a young woman working as an actor, for the most part, living in Los Angeles. I have a roof over my head. I get to, go out to eat sometimes. I get to go on my little road trip. I have 2 fur babies. Like, these are all amazing things that I think if I was somewhere else, if I had diverged from this timeline into another timeline, I would think that's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I'm not like rich, and I don't have a married partner with kids, and $500,000 in my 401k, but I do have this, and I am happy on a daily basis. I am happy, and I think that's important. And I think you are happy. I think, like, repeating to yourself, I am happy makes you happier.
Yeah, I do think that, because it makes you like question, I am happy. No, I'm not. Well, I'm happy about this. Like you can have that conversation with yourself. Well, I can be happy about this, or like I can look at my little dogs and they're really cute and they make me happy, or I can wear this thing that makes me feel happy. Little things. You take little microdoses of happiness until you find that big bite. And
Well, and that's why I'm still an actor, because every time I book something, I'm like, that's a big bite of happy. Gonna chew on that for a couple of months and let that digest for a while.
Totally. And I feel like a lot of, now it kind of sounds like we're talking about like seeking happiness outside of ourselves, which I think is valid, but I also think that like fostering a sense of happiness and contentment within yourself when there's nothing going on, when maybe things aren't exactly how you envisioned them, like being happy right now in this moment, or being neutral, or being okay, or just being like present. I think that allows for more happiness in life, because you're not constantly looking for the bigger bite of happiness that's outside of you. You can be like, wow, my skin works. It sweats, it has hair on it that protects me, it holds in my organs. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool,
Well, and that makes me think about, when you get older, I just imagine myself as an older person with a lot of aches and pains, thinking back on this time, like, what? I didn't have any pain. Like, the only pain that I have right now is like when I choose the wrong pillow to sleep on. My neck hurts a little bit in the morning.
Have you gotten your permanent debuff yet? I think it's at 30. Everybody gets a permanent debuff.
No, I haven't. I mean, I'm turning 30 in 2 days, so maybe.
So here it comes. Get ready.
I get my permanent negative modifier.
I'm hoping that this is my permanent debuff, but I always have upper neck and shoulder pain. I think it's from a lifting injury from years and years ago, but if I stretch and use my roller ball on it pretty regularly, it's not that bad. So if that's my permanent debuff, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, and things will happen as we age, of course, but I'm trying to frame it as that's why I'm grateful for the now, and that's something that should make me happy, that I have a working body that can do whatever I want without me needing much care.
There's always something to be grateful for.
I do want to acknowledge a couple of comments in chat here. ING, people can have it all. Monies, cars, big house, but be unhappy. So is that worth it? Agree. Just going to play devil's advocate here. Some people can have none of those things and also be unhappy. So I think there's just a lot of unhappy people, and I guess I am agreeing with you in the sense that it doesn't necessarily have to come from like physical things, but I just like, I don't know. I think happiness is getting rarer and rarer, and I just don't know what the answer is. And this is a wig. Yeah. This is a wig.
Don't tell them that. We could have gotten away with it.
And Heather Drew says happiness comes in different forms. We don't all need the same things to enjoy life. That's certainly true. Like I love to go. Alex and I love to go camping. We love the outdoors. We like to play around in rocks and plants. That's not everybody's bag. I've invited a couple of friends to come with me, and they blanch. They're like, it sounds super fun, but like I'm really busy, and also no.
Yeah, that can make some people very unhappy, honestly. But not us. We love it. Someone, who is it? J-Rock says, what makes me happy sometimes is Bella Dolce. And Bella if you need Dolce. To see what that is, click on that Nightbot link. that always can make me laugh, I must admit.
Twins, and you went camping? Where'd you go?
Woo!
80s, 90s Saturday morning cartoon costume party? What? Wait.
That's so awesome.
Wait, FNF. Wait, we have the same birthday? July 21st?
Oh my god!
Birthday twins.
Is that Prometheus' birthday as well?
No. What? We don't have the same birthday, do we?
Is it Prometheus? Because I thought you said...
is that why we're twins? I thought we were just twins because we liked all the same things.
Yeah, I thought that too. And then he said, happy birthday, twin. And I was like, wait a minute.
No, I was a preemie. Okay. When were you? What month is your birthday? 21, FNF, we're twins. Are you also turning 30?
Woo! Have you listened to that Bo Burnham song? I'm turning 30.
Is it in his latest special?
30. Yeah.
Then I heard it. I heard it in a special, but I don't recognize it.
You should listen to it on your birthday. I'll send it to you on Spotify.
Oh, you went to west of Lake Tahoe? I've never been to Lake Tahoe, and I really want to go. Have you been, Alex?
No, actually, that's one that Andy and I have been trying to make time for a long time.
It's just always so busy, you know?
Is it? Like, I've never...
Whenever I've looked, camping is totally booked up.
Really?
February. 5 to 6 months premature of our twin date.
Dang, wait. Wait, were you really premature, or were you is that a joke because you guys were twins? Because
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say because now I'm just really interested in birth stuff in general.
5 months in advance for a Tahoe weekend spot? Jesus. If you don't know what Lake Tahoe is, Google it. Wow. It is a beautiful lake in California that has like mountains behind it and pine trees and ponderosas and just like looks incredible, like turquoise water.
What are ponderosas?
Ponderosa pines. They're the pine trees that have that kind of like, the bark looks like a watercolor kind of. It's hard to explain. I think you would totally know if you saw it.
Okay. Cool.
Got your link.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm listening to it right now.
You have a campground at Yosemite? What do you mean you have a campground at Yosemite?
Yeah, you like own it?
Do you own a campground? Because to Alex and I, that's like saying you own a
mansion.
Los Angeles club. Group sites are easier to grab, $100 a night. But you do need a minimum, I think, of people when I've looked.
What were you responding to, Andy? Apparently I had a huge head. I should stop complimenting you then. like you can talk, Andy. You have a huge head too, and like I can talk, I also have a huge head.
I think I have a regular sized head.
Our baby's head measured pretty big last time we went in.
Oh yeah, big headed fam.
We're all
big dome crew.
Big dome crew. Melons.
BDC.
Melons. BDC, baby.
Pebbles.
That's right.
No. She's body slamming her food.
So we made this an AMA. We made the tags AMA. So if anybody has a question for us, feel free to ask. But, like any AMA, we reserve the right to not answer questions if we don't want to.
Hi, baby boy.
But yeah, I think part of the reason that we did this chat today was because we started talking about a lot of stuff at the beginning of our last stream, and we were like, you know what, we should just make this whole stream on its own. Because once you start getting into especially like baby stuff, we can just talk and talk and talk. There's so much. And yes, I am overwhelmed, but also very excited.
The last time I remember we were talking about I was talking about capitalizing on your baby. Ways
right.
that I'm trying to figure out
money.
how I'm going to make money off of your baby.
Right.
So,
my dogs don't pay rent. The baby can at least,
At least. Yeah, because you can put that money in a bank account and get that compound interest.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, I told my agent already. Oh no, I haven't told them. I need to tell my agent that I'm down for the baby being in commercials and stuff. He called it real mother and infant roles.
Yeah.
And wanted to know if we were down for that, and I am. And I talked to Andy about it, and he said he is too. So yeah.
I only see dollar signs here because I wasn't taught until very recently just how much different it can be to save that money early. Like, it can make such a huge impact. Like, they could pay for their own college with such little money if you started putting it away now.
Yeah. In the right kind of bank account, or you're just saying...
Yeah, and like a high yield savings account, and just like the length of time alone will...
Yeah, if we had expendable income. I mean, like, we do have some expendable income, but like not enough to... I don't know. I just quit my gym membership so I could start putting that money into a bank account.
Well, you might want that again someday.
Yeah,
that's true, twins, and hopefully it'll be free for everyone when they're old enough for college.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Yeah,
I mean, I'm still hoping for student loan forgiveness for my own student loans.
Really hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting out of debt was a huge, amazing step for me. I mean, such a huge celebration when I was finally able to do that. Not everybody is able to do that, ever. So I feel really, really lucky. Again, there we go, lucky to and I was gonna go back to the luck thing about how I think that so much of circumstances around how we grew up, where we grew up, the color of our skin, the amount of money that our family made, that's all luck. That's all stuff that you can't that we don't have any say in. And I feel like, we were talking, you were saying how like happiness is harder to find these days. Or some people have more trouble finding it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is luck too. It's like I know that our experiences might be different in this, Jess, but like my parents were a huge contributor to me having this positive attitude, and like my mom didn't allow the word hate growing up. Like I couldn't say I hate.
My mom didn't either. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe maybe that has something to do with something. I don't know.
Well, I've always felt that I was lucky, really, in the sense that we're talking about it, in that I feel like I had a lot of trauma up when I was growing up, and somehow I just came out of it like loving myself and always being my own greatest ally. And
how did that happen? I mean, that's lucky. It's so amazing.
I think it is lucky because for whatever reason my brain went, they're wrong, you'll get out, instead of like you're worthless, which a lot of people go into.
Yeah, how did you not internalize that? I mean, did you have someone in your life that
I think it was movies. Actually, George and I were just talking about this. We think it might be movies.
Yeah.
Like I read tons of books about heroines, and my favorite movies were like romance movies with strong female leads, and I think maybe just I ingested all of this idea that like you're too big for this small town. You're gonna get out, or like your Prince Charming will come. Your magical future will come, and this is just the part where you're stuck with the ugly stepsisters and you're gonna get out.
Yeah, man, that's so cool. I never thought about it that way, but that is So true. And I was affected by my media as well. Like I feel like I definitely, at least when I was younger, modeled my personality around like these female heroines that I saw, like Belle from Beauty and the
Yeah.
Beast. You know, I wanted to be smart and beautiful and caring and not judge people by the way that they looked or the outward appearance. You know, all of that. I was like, oh yeah, that's me. I want to be that. And also, like, if people make fun of me, it's just because they're the mean townspeople and I'm Belle. You know.
That's so cute. They're the mean townspeople.
Yeah, like, go back to your haberdasher. Leave me alone. Anyway.
Do y'all know if Jess ever finished Witcher 3? The video
Our first
game?
AMA question. Thank you.
I have never finished it. I got recently I restarted it with a bunch of mods and it looks incredible. Andy, if you haven't downloaded mods for it, highly recommend it. I can send you some information because the graphics are a bit dated, and with the mods it looks like new. But previously when I played it off stream, I think I got like a third of the way through the game. But it's been a couple years, so I definitely was down to start it again. But now I'm in Mass Effect, so there's too many like huge games that I'm playing, and it's so hard for me to finish a game because I like pick these sagas. But you love it? It's really good.
He's obsessed. He's playing it every day.
Yeah,
and it looks good too. I mean, I've just kind of looked over his shoulder a few times and been like, whoa, that's wild.
Hi, Anthony. Hi. Can't do Witcher 3, get map anxiety, too much stuff to do. Dude, have you played Assassin's Creed? That's like that's bonkers. It's bonkers how big the map is, but I love it. I get juiced. I'm like, we're gonna go everywhere.
Yeah, man, I need a new big map game like that. I don't know what I want to play yet though.
Play Odyssey. It's so fun.
Odyssey?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, yeah.
Oh, I've never really got into the Assassin's Creed games. Andy played them all.
They change. The gameplay changes a lot.
Okay.
From what I've heard and also minimally experienced, going backwards from Odyssey into the older games. But yeah, Odyssey is just gorgeous. Just like the gorgeous Greek islands. Like gold light shining through the trees, and I love the fighting mechanics. You can play as a hot ass chick and change all your equipment. Yeah, you can play in the newest Assassin's Creeds. Actually, Valhalla, the newest one, which I thought was pretty boring. I stopped playing that after like 20 or 30 hours. That one you can actually switch between the guy and the girl at any point in the story.
That's cool. Black Flag?
You liked the boat one? I hated Black Flag. See, I think it's divisive. I think so. There's a game for everybody's play style. A lot of people, so many people said that Black Flag is the best one.
Swenson's asks, do either of you feel the "a man will come and save me" type of princess movies from Disney and other studios have negatively impacted you later in life? I actually don't feel like they have negatively impacted me because I actually feel like the movies that were contemporary for me when I was growing up, the ones that were like the latest, ooh, this new princess, were actually pretty empowering. It was all about, in my opinion anyway, it was all about, you know, Beauty and the Beast. Even Pocahontas, even though that story is a total lie, the story that Disney tells, they're both their own people, you know, they both kind of meet these guys and they choose in the end to be with them. It's not like they're...
Do you have specific examples?
Of how they chose to be with them?
Of the movies? Of the Disney princesses?
Yeah, like Beauty and the Beast and Pocahontas.
Did you say that? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, and even I will say, though some people would argue, I don't think that The Little Mermaid is as bad as people say it is. Yes, she gives up her voice to have legs to be with a guy. But if you think about it, the first thing that he hears, the thing that attracts him to her at first is her voice. Before they actually meet, he hears her voice and he's like, who is this, you know? And so it's like, if you think about it in a deep thematic kind of way, it was the true her that he was into in the first place, and they fall in love despite her not being able to use the thing that she was most known for, because she was considered like the best singer. If you watch, in the beginning of the movie, they're like, oh yeah, she's the best of the best, and yeah, her voice is better than anyone else's. Like, that was the one while that she could always depend on, and she didn't have that, and they still fell in love. So they, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that is a love story in itself, to be like, I'm not the way I see myself as the best version of myself right now, and yet you still see something to love in me,
Plus the version of Little Mermaid that they did is such a far cry from the original that you have to appreciate just for that. I was just giggling at Anthony's comments. Best singer except for good soulful crab. No shame and lose to crab.
That's true.
Gaston, you think Gaston is the best singer? I don't know. Also, I mean, Megara, only because she's voiced by, a real Broadway singer.
Oh, yeah.
What's her face? What's her name? Voice of Megara. Oh my god, what is it?
I can't remember.
Voice of Megara. Susan Egan, yeah. Who is also the voice of Belle, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. Such different performances.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, so yeah, I think that most of the kind of I'm totally helpless and I need someone to save me kind of stories I see as being more like early Disney, like Snow White.
Yeah.
And even Cinderella, I frame in my head as a personal success story. Like, the prince is an icing on the cake, like a cherry on top of the end of her awesome adventure of coming. I think it's like you said, like, I've read a lot. I've actually read quite a few different opinion pieces on why Disney is not as damaging for women as people kind of have said it is. I think in a few years ago there was a really big, like in the 2010s, there was a big resurgence, or not resurgence, there was a big wave of like internet, what's the word I'm looking for? Internet feminism that was trying to be edgy, but wasn't actually as edgy, wasn't actually as like valid as people were, and I think it's good that people were questioning and being like, this is the thing I grew up with. How do I actually feel about what it taught? And how do I feel about how it influenced me? But, and that's up to interpretation too. Like, whatever you get out of it is your experience, and you can feel however you want to, or however you feel about things. But for me, I don't know, I see these stories as like mostly empowering, especially Cinderella. Like, she is basically abused, she's in this abusive situation with no escape seemingly, and she always keeps a positive attitude and believes that she can get out of it, and eventually that comes true. And the fairy godmother, depending on your interpretation, can be, something outside of her that's totally just like magical, random, or it can be like, because she kept this great attitude, she, her prayers were answered, that she brought that goodness to her, and then the real prize is that she gets out of that abusive situation because of her deep goodness and kindness that the people around her saw and said, oh, this person is special, we have to find her and help her,
This is interesting. We have something in chat here. Twinsin says, I was especially wondering as I was listening to We Have Concerns earlier today, Jeff was talking about how shows and movies negatively affected how he would react or interact to romantic interests as a kid, as in be their friend and eventually the girl will fall for you. Is an extremely popular theme, but then Anthony says, you could hear me, that shit was straight toxic. You could hear me gently not allowing him to romanticize or legitimize that. The nice guy.
I think that's fair.
That's something that I feel like gets talked about a little less, is the effect of those movies on boys, because that is true. Like the nice guy thing, the kind of like, I actually heard somebody pontificate for quite a long time about how they feel that was the case in Ex Machina, and how they didn't like that story because the romance and why you feel bad for what's his face's character, the redhead, is because you believe that he deserves to be with her because he was nice to her, and that's why you're sad that she like locks him up in the end. And I know that the end of that movie is a little bit like mixed. You're like, I'm glad she's free because she has sentience, but the movie kind of leads you into feeling bad for him, which I did. I was like, well, that fucking sucks that he was so nice to her and now he gets locked up. But I guess there is this like romantic element to it.
I feel like, at least in my memory of watching that movie, you're talking about the Ex Machina where she's a android, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think that there's a new Ex Machina or something. Anyway.
Is there?
I don't know. Somebody was having a conversation about some kind of media that's called Ex Machina, but it's not that. Anyway, I remember seeing that. Maybe I'm just revising history here.
Hey, what's that? Oh, Twinsen just gifted...
Thank you!
A sub to Anthony! Thank you so much, Twinsen!
126 gift subs in this channel. Twinsens!
Wow.
Incredible. Thank you so much for encouraging people to come and be with us. Thank you so much.
Trapped! I'm trapped!
Yeah, now you belong to us. Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, I remember watching that movie and being like, good, fuck that guy. I hope she gets free. Like, not feeling bad for him.
Really?
But
well, then you didn't fall into the nice guy trap.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I do think that that's a really, really fair point. And that nice guy thing was so prevalent, especially in like the 90s. If I just break her down, if I just stick with it, if I believe enough and just try hard enough and am nice enough and good enough, then she'll love me. She'll see how good I am, and she'll have no choice but to fall in love with me. Why wouldn't she? Right?
I love this comment from Andy. The android was able to play into his nice guy mindset and use him to her advantage. It's unclear, though, if he would have attempted to help her if he wasn't in love with her.
Yes.
That's a great point.
Absolutely.
Hi, buddy.
He was so self-serving through that whole movie, as far as I remember.
Hi. Do not flash the audience, please. We'll get kicked off of Twitch.
Terms of service. Yeah.
I had a couple things to say about the Disney princess thing, too.
Yeah, please do.
A couple things. One is that don't eat my wig, Ollie. That is not food.
Number one about Disney princesses, don't eat their wigs. Okay, so we got that down.
I think that one of the things that always comes up in my horoscope is that
tell me more.
I'm a
Cancer too.
I'm a Cancer, Scorpio rising, Sagittarius moon, and
if anybody's wondering, I'm a Taurus, Aries moon, Capricorn rising. Anyway, moving on. Okay, if it's fine.
One of the things that always comes up is that Cancers are always waiting for a Prince Charming to come and save them, and I always resented that. I was like, I'm not waiting for somebody to come, like, save me from my circumstances, but I can definitely say that was probably something I did think when I was younger. And again and again, I am faced with this idea, and I think I'm a little more fallible to it than I want to be. Because I do think that subconsciously, I do find the relationships that I'm in, there is a sense of like, why aren't you everything? And I get a little like bitter that you're not everything. And I think that comes from probably all of these romance movies and books where you meet your soulmate and they are your everything. And I definitely want to kind of try to retrain my brain to think of a partner as a part of your community, and they don't have to be everything, and they're certainly not going to save you. You have to love yourself first and be a whole person before you can accept somebody else's whole self.
Yeah, I guess I was going to ask you to clarify what you meant by asking them to be everything, because I think that there's a lot of things that are okay to desire in a relationship and to desire from a partner. There are personality qualities and, actionable things that you can want from them that are fair.
Are you fertile?
And that you shouldn't give up.
Are you fertile? I need babies.
Are you a human male?
I need human babies. Sorry, Ellie. Well, he's just eating my wig. Fully eating. Let go. Yeah, that's not food. Yum. That's not food. You're going on the ground.
Sure, Mom. It tastes great. But so I'm wondering what things you're thinking of are too much to ask of a partner. Like what things are the be everything for me that is beyond reason to ask? Because I think that there are a lot of things that are reasonable to ask, like your partner should be reliable, for myself anyway. Mm-hmm. And different people need different things. I need a partner who is reliable, who keeps their promises, who personally I need a partner who shows affection. Like, I'm a very affectionate person. Andy knows. And that's why he's
I don't know the answer, I think.
Well, maybe you're figuring it out.
I think I am.
But there's got to be a few things that that are
like deal breakers.
Deal breakers for you. Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in my most recent relationships, I tell Alex everything. So
I already know.
There have certainly been things where I go, noted. It's okay. It's okay that you behave this way, that you treat me this way, that you have this behavior. That's okay. That's valid. But I just don't believe that is compatible with me. So we're going to leave it.
That's totally fair.
We're going to leave it on the table. Yeah. So I think that's
absolutely fair.
Yeah, I wish I did have a better answer of like what is everything, what is less than everything. I really think that's something I'm navigating from relationship to relationship, which is a whole other can of worms. And I want to comment on this. Anthony says the episode we talked about, the nice guy thing was in, is about the overemphasis on the meet cute romantic love in median society, when it turns out 70% of couples are actually friendships first. I was just listening to a podcast about I think it's called How to Not Die Alone. George recommended it to me. It's by this woman who wrote a book on relationships, and she works for Hinge, and it was really interesting. And she talks about fuck the spark. She says that most relationships that work don't start with a spark. They're the relationships that have kind of like a weird beginning, and that to me, I don't want to. I'm like, can't you have both? Yeah. Can't you have the spark and a relationship that works and lasts?
I'm not a good person to ask, to be completely honest, because I had the spark.
You guys have been together for, 8 years now?
9, yeah.
Yeah.
So
clearly having a baby together, so.
Having a baby, and we're very happy, luckily. Again, luck. Woo.
You can spark, be ready for it to change and mutate over time. Yeah, I think that's definitely true. Twins and seconding.
Yes. I totally agree with that. And I think it has to change and mutate over time. Like, if you're banking on that spark staying the same throughout your entire relationship, you're fucked from the beginning, I think.
Oh, because it's another book that George recommended, Sex at Dawn, is all about how women and men have this like carnal need for variety, and that it's kind of like dropping facts about like polyamorous relationships. And so the spark in the beginning of a relationship is your just like biological need to fuck something. So the spark later is gonna be different. It's gonna be more like, I'm in love with you, you're amazing, I am obsessed with you.
Or you came through for me.
Yeah.
You
I can trust you.
Yeah, I can trust you, right? You reacted in a way that made me feel safe in a time when I was feeling unsafe. It can be so many things to get that deeper love. Oh, thank you for following. Old Man Plays Pokemon.
Old Man Plays Pokemon. What's up?
Old Man Plays Pokemon.
What is old though? Am I old
well,
now? Am I gonna be old on Wednesday officially?
You're turning 30. You're fucked. No. 30's the new 20.
Pando.
Right.
Oh my god, I've never seen anybody refer to it as Pando.
Pando?
Like the pandemic.
Oh, Pando! That's amazing.
I thought Pandemi was cute. Pando's pretty cute.
Whoa, was out of but on the real, was out of a 14-year relationship. 14 years. Right at the start of Pando. Did not have the ability to evolve together. Silent but Medley, thank you for sharing that, and my heart just goes out to you because 14 years, Jesus Christ. But also, good for you guys for being able to take stock and see that you weren't growing together, and so you were growing apart. And then allowing yourself to be able to continue growing as people by being apart. I think that is just so fucking brave and amazing, and I really commend you for that. And I hope that things are going well now.
Oh, I'm loving this comment that turning 30 means I finished the tutorial. That actually feels very accurate.
Yeah, that
right?
feels true to me too. Yeah, totally.
Wow.
And he says Delta variant is Pando Express.
No. Oh my god.
Love it.
Cassidy Weaver, can I steal that from you? That I finished the tutorial because I love that.
That's fantastic.
9-year and right before the Panera. Wow.
Damn, the Panera.
We can joke about it now, right?
You guys are great. Of course. How do we survive it if we can't joke about it? Maybe that's just my own. I deal with things with comedy.
There was a tutorial?
Longest tutorial
Yeah, remember
ever.
when you got way too shit-faced and couldn't remember your whole night? That was part of the tutorial. Remember when you got your heart broke? Well, you didn't get shit-faced and blackout ever?
Which time?
All of the times.
You gotta have to be more specific.
For guy from the South.
What? People in the Midwest get shit-faced all the time. You guys are like the beer capital of the world.
Yeah, that's true. We're
Don't give me that
rednecks.
shit.
We're rednecks. When couldn't we joke about it? We couldn't joke about it when people were dying en masse, I think. At that time, I would feel a little more
Maybe
awkward.
in the very beginning, but now it's, it's an evolving history, always. Also, yeah, Anthony Carboni, 9 years. Incredible. Getting out,
Wow.
You said 9-year relationship as well, right?
See, and I just feel like such a baby because the most heartbroken I've ever been was after a 2-year relationship. That feels like so. I know you're not supposed to compare, but
it hurts just the same no matter how long. I mean, maybe it doesn't hurt the same, but the pain is real, no matter how long it's been. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been heartbroken over a month-long relationship.
Shut up, Anthony.
Before. And I remember feeling stupid about being heartbroken for something that only lasted a month, but
yeah, because I think there's also
you know?
different levels. Because I know people who are like, oh yeah, I was with this person for years, and I don't know if I ever really loved them. And then, which is true for my 4-year relationship when I moved out here. I was like, I don't know if I ever really was in love with him.
But you guys said I love you though?
I think I loved him like family, but I don't think I was in love with him. No.
Right.
And then my 2-year relationship, that was like a head over heels thing, and that was so much more painful. What is love? Does this unit have a soul?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Oh, there we go, Anthony. Yeah. I've heard that. It depends on the relationship. Yeah. I'm just hoping for less heartbreak. I'm hoping for no more heartbreak, but hoping for less heartbreak next time.
Yeah. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I think...
Do ya?
Heartbreak is just part of it in general, because the best relationships end in death. It's good. I say this so cavalierly as if I'm like ready to take on the heartbreak, but I'm not. I don't fucking want it. It sucks. I don't want to lose Andy ever. I want this baby to be super, super healthy, and I would never want anything bad to happen to her. But, life is not in my control, you know, that
life is pain. Do I have that
point,
emoji? Emote.
This is so dark, but at some point we'll have to say goodbye, Andy and I don't want to ever do that, but you know, that's just part of loving. And
I don't want to talk about it.
Part of loving is losing, and that's in order to really, really love someone and give yourself over and appreciate them in the most intense way. You have to embrace the idea that at some point it's gonna end, you know. And that's the same with life. In order to love and embrace life and really, really be present in it, you have to be aware of your own temporary nature, right? It's fucking tough, but life is fucking beautiful.
Are we tripping right now? Are we tripping? Do we take mushrooms or what? What is happening? Oh, what was I gonna say?
I don't know. I went deep there.
Something about life and love. No, I'm gonna live forever, says FNF.
Yeah, and Prometheus is gonna take a boat to the Undying Lands.
Oh,
so
I know.
cool.
What I was gonna say.
Me too. I have my ticket.
I don't know, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you may have seen this, but I posted a video of an old video of Alex and Andy laughing in a canyon, in a slot canyon when we went camping together. And it's just so heart melting because you guys were just like giggling together so cheerfully and happily, and you've been at that point you've been together for what, probably 7 years?
7 years, yeah, at that point,
yeah, still like genuinely enjoying each other's company, like helping each other out, yes-anding each other's jokes, and just like making music together. It's so nice, and I definitely I think that definitely goes into my ingredients pot of like the everything.
Good. Yeah, so you have it sounds like you have
my witch's
general
brew
recipe for your witch's brew. General recipe, some things that are things that you'd like in your relationship. Because you were saying that, you know, you're not sure what's 100% necessary, but it sounds like you have a general recipe though.
Yeah, I think it's just getting easier to identify red flags at this point.
Yes, bravo.
That's what's happening.
I love to hear it. You love
more
to see
so
it.
than like having a laundry list of things that I need from somebody. I think it's just like enjoying the moment, and then when things pop up, it's not just like, oh well, maybe it's just because of this. It's like, no, that's a deal breaker for you, so it's not gonna last.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, one thing that we can agree on is that everybody is different. But I did write a list of everything that I wanted in a partner at one point. I feel like my whole life I've kind of been, when I was a kid especially, I was always really obsessed with love, being in love, you know, falling in love and being in love.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever really lost that, and I don't know. So that led to me writing these lists, and also there was a time in my life when I was very much into like law of attraction and stuff. I still I think I've talked about this a few times on the stream, but like I still generally believe, like we were talking about, that a positive attitude is a good starting place for luck. However, I don't think that I don't think you can manifest everything in your life. I think that there are things that are out of our control. Bad things happen to good people, good things happen to bad people. And all you can do is try your best and try to put good shit out into the world, right? But anyway, that's to say that when I was super into law of attraction and like very much believed that I had an effect on every single thing that happened to me, I made these lists of everything I wanted in a partner. And though I don't even think Andy is everything on that list, and I also don't think that I would want all of the things that were on that list today, because I wrote it like 5 years ago. Or no, I would have written it 10 years ago before I met Andy. Anyway, I wrote a new list.
Newsflash, Andy!
Don't tell Andy about my list. But yeah, I do think that was a powerful exercise, though, because I didn't go back and refer to that list. It wasn't something that I was like, oh, I met someone. Are you all these things? Check, 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 check. It was more of like, I just had this session of dreaming about if I had an awesome relationship, if I had the kind of relationship that I dream of having, the kind of love that I dream of having, what would that person be like theoretically, you know? And then I just wrote all those things down and then put it away for years and years and years. But I feel like the spirit of that person and that dream that I had kind of stayed in the back of my head, you know? And so when I met someone who didn't have that energy, or who, you know, their energy was discordant from that, it was not a question of whether or not I was interested in them. In fact, I always thought I was very, very picky, because I didn't date very many people. And if I did date, and it, you know, I remember telling a few people, like, after a second date, like, no, sorry, it's just not, you're a really sweet person and I really like who you are and I wish you all the best, but I don't think we should keep seeing each other, you know, because I feel like I know pretty early whether or not they vibed with that whole thing that I had in my head, you know what I mean?
That's kind of what I'm also navigating right now, because I have an idea in my head, but when I meet new people, I go, but maybe this idea that I have in my head is just too romanticized. It's too strict. Like, what if my person looks like this? What if they're just like totally off base of what I thought? Because I look, to be totally transparent, I see myself with like a person who's super outdoorsy, someone who can like go on camping trips with me, who can, like, you know, is like a lumberjack man, but
yeah, I don't think that's too romanticized at all.
But if I meet somebody who's a little bit more of like a dapper man, somebody who's going to be a bit more who might hate camping, but might be just brilliant to go on like a Parisian city tour with, then I mean that could be a good example of somebody who isn't my everything, you know, like I would have other folks in my community for the camping stuff.
Maybe you can condense what, because you mentioned camping and outdoorsy and blah blah blah, and then you said Parisian excursion. Maybe you can condense those things into one thing that is both of those things, you know what I mean? Like, to me it sounds like what you really want is someone who's adventurous, you know, someone who likes to who will go on adventures with you, you know? For sure. And adventure is number one. Yeah. Actually, being nice to me is number one. Well, yeah, it should. Definitely. Nice to you, kind to you. Yeah. Should absolutely, because nice and kind are different, right? But yeah. Totally. Anthony knows the brawny paper towel guy and says he can hook me up. So I feel like God! We were talking about luck earlier, and I feel like this is one of those moments where I'm getting really lucky. This is just super lucky. Yeah. I want to meet him. Hang on, let me check my list. Is brawny paper towel on? Yeah. So I think that I'd be interested to hear the things that you think are too romanticized. And I also agree that, like, this is living the secret. This is the secret. This is intentionality. I'd be interested in hearing the things that you think are too romanticized. Like, when you said the person might look a little bit different than I imagined, I'll be clear, like, in my list, I never really wrote about looks that much. I didn't mean physical appearance. I meant like an abstract, Yeah. I think I might have been like, I hope he's taller than me, which I know is shallow, but this is my list. I'm legitimately attracted to tallness. I am. When I see a tall person, I go, How tall are you? I go, 5'6". Yeah. Not that hard to find somebody who's taller than 5'6". You have literally no physical type.
That's great. Well, I guess it's got its pros and cons, because you can't narrow it down, but at the same time, you're good with anyone.
Yeah.
Because I think that what I've always said about who I'm attracted to is it's more charisma based. So I am a little similar to you in that way, but I think that does make it harder to online date because you can't get a gauge on charisma.
Oh yeah, my God. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a vibe. That's what I mean.
Different thing.
Charisma. Yeah, there's
Total
a certain vibe.
Total vibe. Yeah.
I don't know what you asked me. What I think is romanticized.
Yeah. What things do you think that you are theoretically asking for that are too much to ask for, or like too
So
specific?
One person who is
minimal lying. I'm sorry, Cassidy Weaver. I totally agree. One big thing for me: minimal lying.
Oh, no lying.
Agree.
None.
No lying.
None.
I mean, like, keep having your own thoughts that you don't have to share with me. Everything, fine. That's not lying. But
tell me everything.
You'll know when it's lying because it'll feel bad. All right. So don't do it. So anyway, sorry, Jess.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, actually, that has been key. Honesty, because I think that is something I pride in my own self, is to try to be as honest as possible in my life. We had a whole stream about that, our deception check and talking about that. Yeah, someone who's outdoor adventurous, someone who I can travel with internationally, someone who loves animals.
Now these are not too romanticized, right? I mean, this is all reasonable.
I think what's romantic about it is that this is like the Disney princess, to kind of full circle everything, the Cancer in me, that truly probably wants this one person to encompass all of these qualities, and I don't know that that's really realistic.
Somebody
who's empathetic.
Well, I don't know. I think it is realistic.
Really?
I think it is. I think you really should accept no less. All the things that you're talking about just sound like somebody that I'd want to hang out with. You know, like
I mean, I can't remember who it was. It could have been you. I don't remember who said it, but I think it was you. Said something like, "You have all of these things."
Yes, absolutely.
So why can't you find somebody else?
Someone else should be able to do that. Absolutely. And I mean, yes, you are special, but like, you're gonna end up being with someone who's special because you are.
Ugh. Yeah.
I mean, I think that what did you say? Adventurous, outdoorsy, loves animals.
Empathetic, kind.
Okay, those 5
honest.
things. Nothing that honest. These things are all reasonable things for you to ask for.
But those
should.
Those are all big things. I also need my person to love himself.
Yeah, I totally think that's a huge one. Yes,
oh yeah, sense of humor. Yeah, sense of humor. The whole like having inside jokes with one another, building a relationship culture, like that is so key. Somebody who's athletic, who cares about their body. That was a big problem for me in one of my earlier relationships. They didn't take care of their body. Oh my God, Ollie is. Hold on,
what?
Ollie is eating my shirt and he's destroying it.
Oh no! Oh my God.
Ollie.
Well,
Ollie.
so we know that Ollie's not the man of her dreams.
Buddy.
Must not destroy personal property. I think that's a fair thing to ask for in a partner.
No.
Ollie. I wonder which shirt it was. Better not have been a special one.
Oh my
Is there
God.
Is a thing that can be learned. I did. You can do it.
All right. No, don't.
Yes, absolutely. Loving yourself can be learned. Absolutely. It takes diligence. It takes being committed to it. And you have to have a reason to be committed to it, you know? Why? I think that's a good thing to think about. Like, what is the outcome of me learning to love myself, and why is it important, you know? We're just talking about how loving yourself is a quality that can be learned.
I do want to talk about that. I also want to show you this. These are all the pearls he pulled off of the sleeves of my costume shirt that I was wearing earlier.
Oh no! You can sew those back on.
I don't know if it's worth it. The shirt was like $5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. When you showed me pearls, I was like, oh God, that looks expensive.
No. It was like from Shein or something.
Half donut. Alex gives encouraging messages to chat. Jess heard in the background. No, why? No.
I'm interested in this though. Wait, it is a thing that can be learned. I did it. You can do it. You learned how to love yourself. Please tell me your secrets, because I don't want to say too much, because I talk about my personal life way too much on Twitch, and it's not okay. But I have a couple of people in my life who are struggling with that right now, and I want to be able to talk to them about it, because it's hard, I think, to not sound like, what do I say? I'm like, I don't know, I love myself, just like try meditating, you know? Like, I think it sounds bad coming from me, because I can't quite empathize how I would like to.
I feel like, and I don't know how good I am at this, but the way that I try to encourage my friends to love themselves is, first of all, not accepting any self-hate talk from them. If if there's one friend in particular who comes to mind who would say a lot of self-deprecating things, and I started to, once we got close enough, I started to call them out and say, don't say that. You know, you can't.
Don't say that about my friend.
You can't say that about yourself. Yeah, don't say that about my friend. But you know, because I really think that self-talk is a huge factor in self-love, and our brains can. The more you have negative self-talk, the more that strengthens those connections in your brains. It's literally a physical thing that happens to your neurons when you have that negative self-talk, like I'm stupid, I'm worthless, or whatever it is. Those pathways get strengthened in your brain, so you literally have to work against that. You have to stop the negative self-talk and start, as difficult as it is, some kind of positive self-talk. And again, it can be neutral self-talk at first, like I'm okay, like what's something that's good about me, I'm breathing right now, my lungs are taking in oxygen, it's going into my bloodstream, that is a good thing. You know, so yeah, any kind of positive self-talk I highly recommend. Any other tips on how to foster self-love?
Well, Anthony says it's methodical. You have to listen to everything your inner voice says and literally force yourself to rethink every thought that's harsh or negative. Even if you don't believe it, just do it consistently, and eventually you retrain the habit. 100%. Meditation is a big deal too. Breathing is good. Yeah.
You absolutely, I forgot to say this part, but when you start to do that positive self-talk, it repaves your brain. It can turn off those connections that you made before and make new pathways in your brain, and then it becomes easier and easier the more you do it. It's kind of like working out. It's like building a muscle in your brain that helps you feel better about yourself.
I wonder if that's what I did when I was younger, if I was like just repeating positive affirmations to myself when I was feeling overwhelmed or bad, and then it just all like strengthened young, you know?
Yeah, I think that could be it. Yeah, I mean, if you say you repeated positive affirmations,
probably. I'm wondering if that's what it was, because I just remember maybe it was just a case of like I made a habit of being positive. Because I remember the times when I was mean to myself, even the times as an adult when I'm mean to myself, it is notable. It is very specific moments where I'm like rock bottom, feeling really bad. Because even when I have anxiety, I'm still not mean to myself, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're not.
Because I mean, I think everybody's thought about like hurting themselves when like growing up. They're like, well, I saw this on 13 in the movies. I saw some girl like cutting herself. Like, sorry, trigger warning, but I think those thoughts are not.
Maybe that's the way to cope. You know, you think that.
They're not uncommon, and
I mean, I'll admit, I definitely had those thoughts, and luckily only a minimal acting out of those thoughts, but most people I know have, and while it's natural to have a phase of that, I think getting out of it is really important, you know?
Yeah, and I wonder if it's just like reinforcing that hurting yourself doesn't change anything. Being positive with yourself makes change. Again, so lucky. Like, I don't know why I thought that. I really genuinely have no idea why I thought that.
You do believe you're lucky now, huh?
Yeah.
You
I do.
All right. Yes. Because you started this saying, like, I don't know if I'm lucky per se, but now you're saying you are.
Well, I think I'm lucky in that specific instance, but I'm not lucky, like, I don't win anything ever. I don't win anything in raffles.
I'll say my mom always said that our family was lucky. I don't know how true that is.
Our family was lucky?
Our family was lucky. And I don't know. I like holding on to that, whether it's true or not. Sometimes when I'm anxious about things, I will say to myself, it's okay. I'm lucky. You know, it'll all work out because I'm lucky. You know? Yeah, whether it's true or not, it just makes me feel better in the moment, and then I'm not worrying about it, which is a waste of energy.
I've done that on a micro scale. I will say to myself, I'm just a lucky parker. I get really lucky with parking.
Yeah.
And then I think subconsciously I just like, I only notice the times when I am lucky with parking, and I don't take it as seriously when I'm unlucky, because I'm like, oh, well, what a fluke. I'm normally very lucky with parking. And so...
Totally. Now, on the inverse, I'll say I have a friend who genuinely believes that she is unlucky in life.
Oh.
And I believe this is actually an inherited thing, that her parents were also of this belief that their family was just unlucky. And I think that is really bad for her, actually, because...
You're just reinforcing that.
I mean, all kinds of bad things happen to her, I'll say that, but I don't know if she's just on the lookout for bad things, you know what I mean? And then that makes it them worse things. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
or
for sure.
It makes you to compound, because like, let's say you have a rough morning and you drop your coffee, you get a parking ticket, and you stub your toe. Like, if the parking ticket, it's hard to not get frustrated about a parking ticket, right? But if the parking ticket is the one thing that makes you be like frustrated, but you allow the dropped coffee and the stubbed toe to just be like things on their own, then you're not having an unlucky day. You're not like, oh, this is going to be a bad day and now the rest of my day is fucked.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't know what's happening today, but I'm dealing with it, and hopefully we can... I'm coming into some good luck soon. Or maybe you'll say, oh, it comes in threes. Now good shit's gonna happen, you know? Like, now it's over.
Well, right? I guess I kind of did that in a sense today, because we had some big technical issues with the stream earlier today, and we had technical issues starting this stream, and I was like, oh, fucking course, because today is just a bad day. Today is just a
Sometimes it does feel like that.
Fucky day. But I could have just said, well, that's two. Next time I'm gonna get lucky. So I'm gonna show you right now. Next time I'm gonna get lucky.
Well, I think we're lucky now. This stream is working out fine. We were able to get on in a pretty good time, and it's going well, I think. I mean, we have more viewers than we have in a while, so that's cool.
Yay!
We should do just chats more often, honestly.
Just hanging out, just chatting, just chatting about life.
Let's go back to some of these comments, because we had some good people talking good stuff about.
Heather Drew has a comment. Mine was, every moment is a moment you can choose to be happy. Just change your mindset and your perspective. Give yourself a check. I think that's amazing, and I think that is something that I think is harder for people who suffer from depression. Because I think, for me, I agree with that, and I think to myself, I can just choose happiness. I can choose a positive outlook. But I think people who do suffer from depression and other mental illness, it's like looking up from the bottom of a well. Yeah. And those, not to say that the people in my life are suffering from depression, but I think that the situations are definitely nuanced, and they're riddled with a history of mental illness in general. So it's harder to approach it that way.
I feel like there is a chemical aspect to, I mean, there obviously is a chemical aspect to depression and other kinds of mental illness that can't be mitigated with just like, be happier, you know, like check in on yourself or that kind of thing. But it's a day-to-day thing, right? You can't, if I feel like having the hope that you can get out of that hole is the first step, right? To be able to say like, well, it's possible for me to feel okay today, you know? I think that's important, because as soon as you give up the hope of feeling better, that's when you're really in a rough spot, because, you know, why would you prove yourself wrong, you know?
I wonder if George would ever be willing to come in and talk about this, because he actually has, he's of the school of, you can make choices to increase your happiness, almost like a wizard would learn magic. Like, I'm not just gonna rely on my sorcery. There's a book, and I'm gonna learn. So, doing things like making sure you get enough sun every day, taking notice of your breathing patterns, eating healthy foods, eating the right foods for your gut. You know, things that are a little more scientific.
I totally
instead
agree
of
with
just succumbing to everything that's internal. I think there is scientific evidence that you can affect your mood by affecting your body. Getting enough sleep is huge.
I totally agree with that. I think that you want to set yourself up for success. And sometimes even when you do, you know, get the sleep, drink enough water, go outside and get some sun, have enough fiber, you know, sometimes even when you do that, you're still going to feel sad, or you're still going to have a bad day. But the more you do those things consistently, the more of a chance that you get of getting lucky, of having a good day, or of allowing your gut fauna or brain pathways to heal, right? And it does take a while, right? If you've been eating, I don't know, straight up sugar nonstop for years, it's going to take a while. You know, your gut really, really directly affects your brain, right? It's like your second brain. It can make you, probiotics have been shown to improve people's mood.
Yeah.
So if you have been eating this like really barren, nutritionally barren diet for years and years, it's going to take a while for your stomach to readjust and get to a better point. So you might not feel good right away, but if you keep up with it, you have a better chance of feeling good. So why not? Why not give it a try, right? Because it's hard and brownies are good.
Wait, did somebody say that?
No, I said that. Sorry, I'm having this philosophical conversation with myself, like always checking in and being like, am I saying something that's just total bullshit, you know, or what would I say to this if I was the person I'm talking to?
I love Cassidy Weaver's little hides now. Yeah, because I think there are things that you can do to help yourself, not just hide in bed. And of course, it's easier said than done, and it takes a lot of effort. But yeah, I'm texting him right now. I don't know if he's gonna come on the chat or not, but he could explain a little bit more in depth about his approach to that. I have an entire key lime pie in the fridge. I'm trying not to inhale. Oh, I've got ice cream in the fridge too.
Oh my gosh. I've been thinking about making muffins all day.
Muffins! Fire.
I think this is really a good conversation. I think that's totally true. If you can set yourself up for success, and if you're not taking care of all those other things, your chances of being in a bad place are better. You know what I mean? So might as well try taking care of those other things, and you can do just like one thing at a time. You know, it doesn't have to be everything at once. You know, like go on a walk for a few times a week. Just do that for 1 week. Decide that you're gonna have a vegetable one time a day. You know, for 1 week, make sure you get your fucking sleep. Sleep is so huge.
The thing that gets me is this constant battle between enjoying the present moment, but also not letting myself off the hook too much, because then you lose sight of security for your future. Because I used to be very future oriented. I lived everything in the future, very budget minded, very focused on like making sure I had a nest egg, and I've really like let that go in the last couple of years, and I've seen an increase in happiness for sure. But that only goes as far as my money goes. That only goes as far as my nest egg goes. And so to me, it's like a vicious circle. Like when my nest egg runs out, will I become that person again who's like, okay, well, now you gotta set yourself up again in case the worst happens. Build that up. Bye, J-Rock. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, good to see you. Well, I think that, you know, what the nest egg is different for different people, you know what I mean? Like maybe we've never talked about what is in each other's savings or anything like that, but like it's probably pretty different between you and me, you know?
Everybody.
Because what I feel secure with on a day-to-day is different from what you feel secure with on a day-to-day. So I think a lot of it is mental, you know, and how we were raised and what we were told was normal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I know other people who make a whole lot more than me, like who make a lot of money and are still worried about their nest egg. And I'm kind of like, well, I don't know.
But you have more expenses at that point. Because you probably have a house and shit.
Yeah, but a house is basically like rent, honestly.
That's true.
You're paying a mortgage that just like you pay rent.
Yeah.
You pay taxes on it, but still.
Thank you for the follow, Jumping Spider Owner.
Thank you for that follow. Ooh, Jumping Spider. I'm scared. But you know what? I will say on the topic of spiders, lately I've been seeing a lot more spiders around. It's summer. And there was even one on my computer today. You own 20? Ah! Ah!
What?
Jumping
20?
Spider owner owns 20 jumping spiders!
Wow! I've always wanted a spider.
Oh. What'd you say?
I've always wanted a spider.
Really?
And a snake.
Okay, cool. Okay. I like snakes better than I like spiders.
I like snakes.
I actually like tarantulas. I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the kind of spider I want, like a fuzzy one.
Yeah, they're cool. They're big. You know where they are. They're not gonna kill you. But
how did it go?
I've been seeing a lot of spiders around my apartment, and I'm proud to say that I've been leaving them alone, and not even putting them outside.
They get
just
the bugs.
leaving them where they are. They get the bugs, and the tiny ones, they don't bother me as much as they used to when I was a kid. Now, roaches, on the other hand.
No, hell no. No one has pet roaches.
People do.
What?
People do.
Who?
Absolutely.
I'm banning them from our channel.
Ban all roaches. This is a roach-free
Hear
channel.
ye, hear ye. If you
Unless
have
you're
a
smoking
pet
a roach.
Yeah, only smoked roaches are allowed.
And Witcher's horse roach is allowed.
Witcher's oh.
Oh yeah, those giant rare roaches. The ones that are slow are okay, but like the ones that are fast are gross. I never used to be that concerned about roaches, but Andy really hates roaches, and so anytime we see one, we have to go on a mercenary job to murder it hard as possible.
Do you guys take equal responsibility in the murder of the roaches?
Yeah.
You swap off?
Yeah. It's kind of an opportunist situation. Like the other day, so you know, it's LA. We keep our place pretty clean, and you know, we do our dishes and everything like that. But roaches still come. You know, it's LA, and it's an old building. So
it doesn't matter how clean your apartment is.
Yeah, it can happen. So sometimes Andy will take our Swiffer wet jet and slam them. But the other day, there was one. I don't really like to step on them with my foot because it just feels so intimate.
Oh, ew, yeah. Ugh. Or like your hand, like.
Oh, never my hand. Are you kidding me? That's horrible. Ugh. But, with a roach?
Yeah. Well, what I do is I fold up the paper towel a bunch of times so I can't feel it as much, but I've done it. I don't like to, but I've done it.
Ugh.
I usually get bugs with my.
How do you even get it?
Napkin. You know, actually, it's funny. When I lived with Alicia and Elena, back when, Prometheus knows and Half Donut know, when I did Damsels and Dishes in that first apartment when I lived with Elena and Alicia, we got so many roaches all the time. That apartment was fucking gross. It was built in the 20s, I think, and it's still disgusting. And I just got really lucky, by never being the one to find it. What?
I just had a comment.
In your duvet? No, that's George! Oh!
Oh, God. That's horrible. I never needed
At least you weren't
that.
sleeping when you found it.
You lost 2 cats and a dog in 2 years, and it was my insects and the wreck me insects and irgnats that pulled me out of my depression. Well, I'm glad you had your
Arachnids.
wreck me insects and irgnats.
You're right, arachnids.
Irgnats. I'm just happy that you're out of your depression.
I made a sound I've
Yay.
never made before. I'd like to know what that sounds like.
Ugh. I think for me it'd be like something like that. But
I
yeah,
think I
so
would
the other
lose my
night-
voice in shock. I'd be like,
So, yeah, totally. So the other day we saw one, and it's always right as we're about to go to bed. We're all tired, and we're like, all right, finally, let's turn in. And then we go to the kitchen, and there one is. Every single time. So it crawled into our cabinet where all the cleaning supplies is, and admittedly, that was a total clusterfuck of disorganization. I don't know about you guys, but after a while, that cabinet just gets, I don't know, everything gets discombobulated eventually. So anyway, long story short, the next day, we were able to kill it. I crushed it with my foot, which I hated, but it was fine. It worked out.
with your
The next
foot?
day-
Not even a shoe? With your foot?
Well, first we sprayed it with poison because that made it slow down, and then no, my shoe definitely, and then I crunched it with my flip flop. Ugh, it was so gross. And the next day, we pulled everything out of our kitchen cabinets and went in with duct tape and taped any crack that was in the wall so that they can't get in. We caulked up cracks in our cabinets. And then I totally reorganized everything in the kitchen, which felt great. So
Thank you for the
we have a
follow.
brand new kitchen.
I like the nuts.
You like them nuts?
I like the nuts. Is a child being murdered? I think so. I think a child is being murdered.
Oh,
I'm gonna stay out of
Can you
it.
help them?
That's their
Oh.
choice. That's the
That's
parents'
not-
choice.
Okay, well.
Look, I'm not gonna judge
remember
anybody's
when
style of parenting.
Remember when I asked if you wanted to babysit? I'm gonna rescind that.
Look, a little murder didn't hurt nobody. A little murder never hurt nobody. You ever heard that song? A little
Interesting.
murder never hurt nobody.
A little murder never hurt nobody. Okay,
I can't believe those sounds are that loud for you guys. I'm getting so many comments in chat. I have my headphones
I can't
on.
even hear it. I think I have because my music's playing. What was it?
Just kids screaming in my hallway.
Maverick 2 says Alex needs the baby to survive so that I can monetize her.
Oh yeah, if I want to capitalize on this child, I cannot
You gotta keep it alive for sure.
let it get
so.
murdered in my hallway.
Speaking about the kid, I wanted to talk a little bit about baby stuff.
Yeah.
Just real quick. So I think it's been a really interesting experience finding out what the doctor thinks is the baby's sex. because there's a lot of conversation around gender right now, and I think it's amazing, and I'm so glad that there is, and that people are able to live their most authentic lives. But it's been very interesting because, like, for example, my family, baby stuff, Jess yawns, haha. Yeah, she's like, oh my God, can we get this over with?
I'm out. Got ice cream waiting for me.
Ooh, ice cream. So like my parents and family, for example, are all like, they wanted to know as soon as possible. Whereas like my friend group was kind of like, I got the impression that people were kind of like, is it okay to want to know, or should I not care? You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, we got a comment in chat. Please don't throw a genital reveal party.
No.
That's what they should be called.
That's not
genital reveal party. How was that allowed? How did genital come through without getting modded? That's amazing.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so it's been interesting navigating it because I've made a few choices, and I don't know if they're right or not, because I'm kind of like, there's, as much as I googled like how to reveal your baby's sex without making it weird. You know? So I've chosen to say sex instead of gender, because gender is a construct.
Agreed.
Also, like, in my head, what the doctor is guessing that the sex is based on chromosomes, which basically the blood tests showed that there were no Y chromosomes, theoretically. So the way that I see that is like, okay, well, that's what the doctor thinks, so that's what we're gonna go with for now. But if later on we find out otherwise, then that's totally fine, you know, and our beautiful baby can live whatever life they choose to live, and I'll respect that, you know? I don't know. It was just interesting.
What does that boil down to? What's the bullet points of what you just explained? Because I think that was a lot of info that I agree with. I would just like to hear it summarized.
I think
and how you're approaching it.
What I'm trying to get at is that times are different now than they have been in the past. Like, I was never going to do a gender reveal party because that's just not my deal. I think they're kind of dumb. But I did want to tell people that the doctor says it's a girl, right? And I don't think that there's anything wrong with wanting to tell people that, but also, I guess what I'm trying to get at is like where my head is in this whole thing, since our culture is changing around talking about gender and sex. You know what I mean?
Well, and you're in an interesting place because you're kind of between this very, very woke liberal bubble of Los Angeles and a more traditional gendered culture of the South, where you're from. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you could say, like, here you could be like, oh yeah, my baby, and never mention the gender, and it's possible no one would ever ask you. But in the South, they're for sure going to ask you. I mean, in the Midwest as well, they're going to ask you, and the argument that I always get is, well, how do I know what gifts to buy it?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know, buy me something with rainbows on it.
I get literally anything.
Green, yellow, whatever.
It will like anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It is an infant.
They are a baby. They don't care.
They will like blue, they will like pink, they will like green, they will like yellow.
Exactly.
They will like black.
So,
Amazon gift cards.
Right?
Genderless.
Exactly. I don't know, I just think it's interesting. Like, I feel like even in the conversation I was having with my close friend group about, like, we're waiting to find out the baby's sex, at least one of my friends, I kind of got the feeling like that they were kind of going like, why is this a big deal? Like, why, you know, wow, you guys, I think they even said, wow, you guys are really interested in Alex's kids' genitals. And I was like, okay, well.
Who said that?
A friend of mine.
Wow.
I
didn't mean to ask for the particular name. Yeah.
That's okay. They were trying to make, they were making a joke. It wasn't like a big deal or anything like that, but it was just kind of like, I got the impression of like, oh, some people maybe would prefer that I didn't say anything about this at all and just kind of wait until the baby's born and is a, I don't know what, until the baby is a not a baby anymore, is a kid or an adult and proclaims their gender, right? And for me, I feel like that's just a really, really long time to wait, you know, to hold off on pronouns. But I don't know, I guess I feel like some people might be offended that I have chosen to use she, her pronouns for this unborn child, but I don't know. I've kind of come to the conclusion that, and maybe tell me if you guys feel like I'm wrong about this, but that like, as long as I'm open to that changing at some point, that it's okay.
Well, how do you feel about having your kid a they, them? Until for like the foreseeable future. That? Yeah.
I think so they didn't choose that. I'm just calling them they, them.
Yeah, like I'm envisioning a scenario where you decide that you're going to be the wokest person and you go, okay, this kid is not going to have a gender until they choose their gender, so you call your kid a they, them. Like what are your thoughts on that?
I think first of all that I need to skip this song because it's distracting me.
We got some low creepy beats happening over here. What is even happening?
Oh, nice.
Lo-fi calm nights.
Nice. I think that choosing they, them for my kid is the same as choosing he or she for them.
Okay.
Because it has an effect no matter what you do. If you say she, people have a reaction to that. If you say he, people have a reaction to that. If you say they, people will have a reaction to that. Before I had a diagnosis from the doctor, I did say they. But yeah, and also, you know, it's a little bit selfish because, like you said, I do come from a community. I grew up in a community that is very traditional. And so if I were to refer to my baby as they, that it would bring up a lot of conversations that I don't want to have. If that makes sense. The conversations that are going to go nowhere.
This is
not because I
Go ahead.
Not because I don't want to have those heart-to-hearts with people who are open to learning, but because I know that a lot of people who would want to have those conversations would not be open to learning. And would be just, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say this is a very interesting conversation to have with our chat because I feel like there are a lot of people in our chat, in our community, who have they, them pronouns. So
yeah, that's part of the reason why I wanted to talk about this because I actually throughout the whole like finding out the sex and whatnot, and I've thought about you guys a lot, chat, because I want to make sure that I do right by you and you know. And I want to do right by society in general, which is a big ask, I know, but like, I guess that's just being a mom, right? It's like, I feel like I'm at the beginning stages of learning about what being a mom means, really. And that, to boil it down, is what it means. It's like you want to contribute to society by giving your child the best chance possible to be happy, be productive, be healthy, be a contributor to the betterment of society, right?
Well, I have a question for Cassidy Weaver because they've been kind of sharing with us in chat about their own experience and how they were assigned male at birth, but always felt like they were a girl. And you told your mother when you were a girl that you were a girl and you were tiny, she wouldn't listen, puberty was painful. What are your thoughts on, would you have preferred to not been assigned a she, her, or a he, him, or a they, them? Like, what do you feel in your situation you would have liked? Which is not to say that's what everybody would like who identifies with they, them pronouns or even opposite gender pronouns of what they were assigned, but I'm just curious what your perspective is.
Also, I just want to say that the things that you guys are saying in the chat are gonna make me cry, so what the fuck. No, but it is really touching to me. Shut up.
Oh my god.
I really value what you're saying, and I appreciate just that you see that I give a shit.
Yeah.
That just matters to me. Thank you for sharing your experiences.
I'm clipping that. That was very sweet.
Oh God, why do you gotta clip when I cry every fucking time?
Clipping Alex crying is what I'm calling
One
it.
time we played guitar and you started crying when you were playing guitar and I was ready to clip it. I had the clip ready and then I thought she wouldn't like that and I didn't do it. So fuck you.
I remember that moment. Oh, we have a gift sub. Thank you, Spanetti. Yes. That goes to MJ3478. Thank you so much, Spanetti. That's so sweet.
Cassidy Weaver says, being assigned male means that's what my parents insisted I was, and my mom still insists on. I came out to her as trans years ago, but she pretends I didn't. So it's not the being assigned, it's that they wouldn't listen when I told it was wrong. Thank you for explaining that. That helps me to kind of feel like I know what direction to go into. I appreciate it. And I'm so sorry that she is not seeing you and loving you who you really are. Who you really are.
I'm glad that you're finding community that does.
Yes. And I hope that Hello Goodberry offers some of that community too, and that you're able to feel support here. Because that's what we're about, man.
I think, what kind of to piggyback off of what people in chat are saying, I think that's true. You can call your kid whatever pronouns, but if you are super clear about, like, just because you are a boy, that doesn't mean that you can't wear dresses. That doesn't mean that you can't play with girl toys. You can do and act like and dress however you want. Then that's gonna do so much for this, like, war against pronouns. Anyway, because you're taking the power away from a gendered pronoun when you go, this has less meaning. This has less specificity. This is just a word. But
there's so much
society, it will obviously have repercussions.
There's so much conversation around labels nowadays, right? It's like some people are very pro having labels for themselves and for others, and some people are very, like, against labels in general. I don't know. I think the way that I kind of see it is, like, we are in a moment where we're just starting to have conversations about this stuff. So of course there's going to be, and especially, of course there's going to be a lot of argument and a lot of disagreement, because especially considering, like, how much people who identify as a different gender than they were born as, how much they've been through in terms of, like, abuse from general society, there's going to be backlash there, right? There's going to be, well, I'm not doing what you guys are telling me to do. I'm picking this label because this feels right for me, right? This feels authentic to me. And it doesn't matter if everyone's on board with it yet. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that, like, I think that eventually we won't have to have that fight as much. I hope, anyway, that we won't have to have that fight as much, and that the labels maybe won't be as important, because people will feel free to live however they are and be whoever they are and like what they like, and, you know, and the label won't be as important because they can just be themselves, you know, without judgment and hate. Now, that is a very lofty goal.
No.
But I'm hopeful anyway. And I live in a bubble. You know, we live in LA, so.
Well, and speaking to your job as a mom, there's only so much you can do. And there's, like, I think that you're allowed to kind of pick and choose your battles here. Like, it's perfectly valid, I think, for you to say, okay, the battle that I'm choosing is to accept my child no matter how they identify. the battle you're not choosing is to stick with the they them pronouns until they decide for themselves, and that's perfectly fine to me.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I do feel good about that choice. I think that the choice, I think the choice really is, will I respect my child's wishes? Will I listen to them? And I will always choose yes for that.
Yeah. We have a comment from Doomstar. I was told I wasn't allowed to do certain things as a boy, and that really messed me up growing up. I still struggle with showing emotion because I was told real men don't do that. I make sure my kids know there's always a safe space with me, and I'm always open with them. So there's ever coming out moments, they won't ever feel a way about it. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Amazing. And I'm so grateful for going to theater school, I think, because I was just so unaware of anyone who wasn't a straight cisgendered person before I went to theater school. Thank you for the cheers, Fanetti.
Thank you.
But yeah, it like radicalized my point of view to go to theater school with, half the population, if not more than half the population, is not straight.
Yeah.
So, and is on a spectrum, and that was a good like initiation into diversity at all for me. And then LA, of course, is very diverse. So it's funny. I'm actually, I'm doing a birthday party on Friday, and it's a murder mystery party, and we're all playing characters, and I have on there that you can choose the pronouns for your character, and it is made for some very interesting pairings. I am so excited because it's 1920s themed, and a lot of the characters, it was written with this kind of like male gaze of like, well, the men have power and the women are the flappers, and the only smart woman is the one who's a writer, and all of the women in their character descriptions say wife of husband. The husband descriptions do not say husband of the wife. So there you go.
I did notice that when
patriarchy.
I was picking my character. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, those are things you notice, I think, as a woman and not necessarily as a man if you're not paying attention. But anyway, I just think it's so cool to get to play with being a different gender pronoun if you want, or like a different romantic relationship than you have in your real life. Like, we have
meanwhile, Andy and I are playing husband and wife.
Yes.
Anyway,
but the story is the main story is that there's a guy who's a womanizer, and he's got a wife, and the wife is having an affair with a man. But what it's being played out to be is this man is bisexual because he has a husband, not a wife.
Am I supposed to know this?
If you don't, you'll know it. You'll know it pretty soon. I'm not sure if your character in particular. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say anything else.
Maybe you should be careful.
Anyway, the relationships are all wonky, and it's going to be so funny and so great.
Yeah, I thought Andy and I would really stretch our legs character-wise and just go totally out of the box, I really relate to this character because she's cis female and married. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, you're the one I was referencing, the smart
one,
woman.
And she's super smart, which is why I relate too. So I just can't help how smart I am.
The character description says, "Glasses would be a nice touch. You're a thoughtful woman with progressive viewpoints, and you aren't afraid to share them. You vaunt your own intelligence.
Would be a nice touch."
Yeah, because that'll show them that you're intelligent.
Because then you're smart if you have glasses. So. Don't forget.
Yeah, I guess I'm reading through your stuff right now. I guess you wouldn't necessarily have known that information, so sorry.
God, spoilers.
It is a main plot point though, so you'll find out soon enough. Just pretend you don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about on this stream today? Anything in particular because I was thinking about it before. Like, I was like, what things do I want to touch on this stream?
No, I was just gonna let loose, and I didn't really have anything planned because I think that the whole this whole stream was because we will sometimes get chatting on the other streams, and we're like, but we can't just chat the whole time, so
Yeah.
we'll dedicate a stream to it.
We should do more just chatting streams, I think.
Yeah. Would you guys like that? Chat?
I mean, the chat's been very active.
Just chat with us again some other time?
And, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, guys. It's crazy. Oh.
We got another gift sub. Thank you, Tubestar. Oh, and that's gifted to George. I'm gonna text him right now. You just got gifted.
Nice.
You got gifted.
You got gifted, bitch. What did you eat for dinner? What are you gonna have for dinner?
Me?
Yeah.
I already ate dinner. It's 9, girl.
What was it? I didn't have dinner yet.
You didn't have dinner yet? Oh my god, go eat.
No. I ate a big lunch. It's okay.
I had a reheated a dinner I made a couple nights ago, which was like a breaded chicken and some roasted veggies, roasted broccoli, which is so good. And it was so good reheated too. Yummers.
I'm also gonna have chicken. Andy, I can smell it now, has been making chicken wings.
Chicken wing, chicken macaroni, hot dog and bologna, homie.
Wait, just play the sound alert, Jess.
Chicken wing. Okay, hold on. Where is it?
Just chat streams are fun. I would totally love to see more.
Look,
yay!
No one else is playing sound alerts. I'll play my own sound alerts. I like my sound alerts.
Yeah.
Oh, Twinson did it! Yeah, Twinson!
Hey!
Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna. Thank you, Twinson.
Thank you, Twinson. Amazing.
Oh, George, what's a gift sub? A gift sub means you have a month-long subscription to our channel, which means you get access.
You can use our special emote.
Yes, you get special emotes, and you get a special badge if you are connected to our Discord. You get our undying gratitude, which is worth so much.
It is.
And we did initially decide we wanted to do sub-only games, but I think most of our community sub-only games.
Oh yeah.
But I think most of our community who games with us are subscribers, so it's not even necessary to gatekeep that. Yeah, and just so you know, George, everybody who has Amazon Prime gets a free subscription, so you could subscribe to our channel for free if you wanted to next month. You clipped it! Yay! Thank you, Half Donut.
Love clips. Amazing. Well, Jess, it's 9:01.
Well, what do we have? We have tomorrow Alex is playing Life is Strange.
I'm thinking.
Are you gonna finish it?
I don't know if I'll be able to finish it. I might be able to wrap it up. Honestly.
It's just gotta think quick. Think quick.
It feels like we're toward the end. Do you guys, Prometheus has been watching, some other folks have been watching. Do you guys think we're near the, I'm near the end, so yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good. Thank you very much for tonight, Maverick 2. Thank you all for being part of this conversation. I really appreciate your input and just listening and talking, and I love these Just Chats.
Yeah,
I'm excited to do more of them.
I like getting to know our chat more, you know? Like,
yeah, I feel like I need to take notes. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I want to ask everybody's pronouns at the beginning of every chat. But, you know, I hope it's okay that
we do default to they, I think.
Yeah, I'm just going to default to they if I can't remember, because I definitely...
And it's nice knowing Cassidy Weaver's story. It's nice knowing, getting to know, you know, Twinson, that you went camping and how you enjoyed it. And yeah, Half Donut, your perspective on things is always very interesting. Yeah.
Am I going to get the new Life is Strange game? Well, if my computer can support it, I'm down to get it, for sure. I mean, I think I should be able to. I don't know. I'll have to look up if my computer can handle it or not. One of these days I'd like to get a new computer, but that has gone to the back burner since baby is coming, so. And
then
so yeah.
Thursday is my birthday stream. Woo! Birthday stream. Oh! Yes, Cassidy Weaver.
Thank you. Birthday streaming together.
That needs to be longer. Every time I'm like, ugh. But they don't have a longer one. I looked.
Thank you, Cassidy Weaver.
Oh, and the bits. Thank you for the cheer, Liam draws. Happy birthday. I won't be here for it. Well, thank you. My birthday.
Really excited for Thursday.
My birthday is on Wednesday, so if you are a viewer of the Dungeon Run, you can come say hi. And if it's before the stream starts, I will see you in chat. And yeah, Thursday we're gonna play games. And we're playing Neanderthals.
Poetry for Neanderthals.
Yay!
Very excited. That's the one with the, if you guys have seen it.
Oh, thank you for the cheer, Maverick. Hello. Yes!
Thank you!
Oh my god. George, if you're still here, we have to watch that movie again. I love it. Prometheus and I love that movie. That's like, I think the main reason we're twins, actually, is that because we both love that movie.
Yeah. Duh.
Sorry I cut you off.
Yeah, we're gonna play Poetry for Neanderthals.
Sir, I protest. I am not a merry man.
Yes, Alex is too. Thank you, Twinson.
I am not a merry man. Yes. Yes. So we're playing Poetry for Neanderthals, which is really, really fun. We're gonna get to bop each other on the heads with the No Club, and
oh, that's right.
Yes. If you guys haven't played it, definitely tune in so you can see, because it's a lot of fun to watch too.
It is gonna be the same time as Critical Role, so hopefully you want to hang out with me and I'll watch Critical Role. But
watch Critical Role later. They don't need your views.
Yeah. It's gonna be me, Andy, Alex, and Michael. And Michael hasn't. Oh!
Oh! Yes! Yes!
Thank you, Anonymous!
Anonymous! Thank you so much!
I hope we get some of those dances on Thursday. If not, I'm definitely gonna play some so we can get Michael up and dancing.
Yeah.
Because oh my god, I was just gonna say, Alex, Andy, and Michael are like behemoth humans. Both boys are super tall.
Are you calling me a behemoth?
No, Andy.
I thought you said Alex, Andy, and Michael.
No, I said Andy and Michael.
I thought I was in that list. I'm like, I'm an inch taller than you. Probably 3/4 of an inch.
Thank you, Doobstar.
Thank you. Doobstar. Man, I'm loving this hype train. 78%.
Wow.
Watch level 2. My God, guys, this is insane. Well, Alex,
like, oh, thank God they stopped talking about love and death and babies.
Yeah, we're done.
make them dance.
Comma, Andy and Michael are. Punctuation is important. The Carson!
Thank
bringing
you.
the hype train up to 84%.
Thank you, Carson.
Man, I'm loving this hype. It's been a minute since we had a hype train. This is very
know.
exciting.
I'm like, oh my God, cardio.
Hype. I want to use the emotes. Hang on.
I don't think I've been hyped since a mixology stream.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, guys. I would love to do this someday. I don't know if I have time, but I want to go through and find all the times that I was faking drinking and compile them into one video, and also like all the hints that I was pregnant, because there were a few.
Thank you for the cheer,
stream.
Maverick.
Yes. I'm gonna use my pebbles. Oh,
so cute.
There we go.
I got some hearts.
Thank you for the cheer. Oh, 89%. Oh my God.
Alex is stoked.
I'm so stoked. It's been so long. Hype. So, would I recommend playing Life is Strange? Keep
oh my God.
I haven't given it a shot.
98%. Thank you, Cassidy Weaver. Birthday hype. Thank you for those bitty bits. Bitty 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 bits. Bitty 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 bits. A bitty 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 bits.
We got the bits right here. Jess, what's your favorite kind of cake?
Why?
I'm just curious.
Just random question, super random question.
Andy just bust down the door with some chicken. Thank you. best ever.
Wow, that
Yeah,
looks
sorry.
amazing. Oh, we completed our level 2 hype train. Thank you, Maverick 2. Thank you for the cheer.
100%. Yes.
With a little birthday cupcake. Cute.
Do you not want a cake?
No, I do. My favorite kind
No.
of cake is chocolate.
Chocolate with chocolate icing, or
yeah, chocolate with chocolate icing.
okay. Death by
Or I could
chocolate.
do like if there's something like more interesting, like a coffee cake. You know, like if you
Oh.
see something that's just like a little extra.
I've done a recipe before that that's
Oh, you're gonna
chocolate
hand
that
make
has coffee in it. Oh, of course. So you think I'm gonna do box
Oh
made?
my
Come
God.
on. Yeah. And that'll probably be for Friday, not Thursday. Don't you think? Or
Oh,
should I do it
really?
for Thursday.
No, that'd be awesome if you did it for Friday. I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the party. That would be. Oh my gosh, thank you. That
I
was
can
so
put
great.
J-Rock's thing to use, the stirrer.
Oh
that goes in
yeah,
the
nice.
KitchenAid. I'm very excited to try it. But yeah, I've made a chocolate cake. Remember when I made those cake pops? Did you have a chocolate one?
I think I had a light one. Was it lemon?
You had a lemon one, yeah.
Yeah.
But I made the chocolate ones. I made with coffee in the batter, and you can't really taste the coffee too much, but it makes the chocolate like extra rich and moist and really delicious. So I might make you that.
I love tiramisu, George. Yeah.
Oh.
Who doesn't love tiramisu?
Now, George, I don't know if I can make a tiramisu. I've never attempted that, so I might just stick to chocolate cake.
George's where we're doing the party at George's place, and he is an excellent cook. Although this is not going to be a sit-down dinner murder mystery party as much as I would love to do that. That's just too much work for my birthday. So maybe another
we can
time.
have more than one dessert if you want. I mean, like, we could just make it up, do it up good. You know what I mean? I've wanted to make tiramisu for my wife for the longest time, but it's very intimidating. I agree that it's very intimidating.
But you know what? If it's made with love, she's gonna enjoy it.
Yes, that's true. Because you have to like soak the cake, right? You have to soak the cake in coffee and then layer. I'm sure I could look it up, but yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with the chocolate cake. Very excited. Jess, you're turning 30. Do you have any thoughts on turning 30?
Only that I have felt 30 for many years now.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because all my friends are older, so it feels weird that I'm turning 30. I'm like, ew, I'm such a baby. What? How am I just turning 30 right now? Like, haven't I been 30?
Are all of your friends older, really?
Yeah.
How much older is Michael?
Michael's, I think his birthday is August 6th. He's pretty shortly after mine. I think
Okay,
he's
so it's
turning
10-year?
32.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jazzy is the closest to me in age.
Oh, okay. And I still haven't met her. That'll be the first time at the party.
Oh my god, I love Jazz. I love introducing all my girlfriends. Those are all so amazing.
Me too. I know some people hate when their worlds collide, but I love to mush my worlds together and be like, yes, interact.
You have awesome friends. Yeah.
Yeah, duh.
Have you met Darcy?
No.
Okay, so you're gonna meet Darcy.
Yay! And George for the first time. Hi, George.
Oh yeah, I talk about you both to each other so much that
All the time.
it doesn't
You
compute
talk about
to me.
me?
Yes, I talk about you. You're an important person in my life.
What?
Duh.
Oh my god, so tickled.
Yeah, not only do I talk to you incessantly, I also talk about you incessantly.
Your life is pretty much just about me. Friend blending makes me so anxious, George says. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that, but
you have awesome friends, George. I've met all of your friends are so cool. Why would you be worried about blending them?
Afraid they're gonna talk shit about you.
Is that the worry?
I don't know. For me, I don't care if my friends talk shit about me. I'm like,
hey,
yeah, talk it up. I'll get you back. I'll talk some shit about you.
Well, you know what I say sometimes to my girlfriends who like need to let off some steam? I'm like, you know what? Sometimes if you like if you're like a little gossipy and you get it out, then ultimately you're going to be nicer and more level-headed with that person, I think. I think it doesn't always have to be toxic. You can just be like, you know what? I'm really annoyed that this person did this. And then you go, okay, got it off my chest. Now I feel like that's not enough of a problem for me to actually confront the person about it and make it uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Level 2 hype. Yay!
Oh, hey, emote. It's
Such
a cat
strong support.
Yeah, I agree. I like talking gossip a little bit. I mean, not gossip. I feel like there's a difference between like you were saying, venting, figuring something out, and just talking shit to purposefully hurt someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it's never to purposefully hurt someone.
No.
It's always to like figure out why do people do the things they do?
Exactly.
That's what it always is for me. Like, what is this behavior about? Is this normal? Am I weird for thinking that this isn't normal? And then the person that I'm talking to will be like, well, I can see their perspective, or I can see your perspective, and then I know better what's normal, I guess.
Well, and I think that's beautiful too, to respond to a complaint or gossip or whatever with this like, well, I see both sides, or have you thought about it this way? And I think responding in that manner kind of helps you, for lack of a better word, like teach the people in your relationships to also treat you that way, to give you a fair shot if somebody is annoyed with you.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had that happen a lot, where somebody will bring something to me and I try to be really fair about it, because I want them to know if anybody has a problem with me, I want them to be my ally and be like, well, have you thought maybe she just wasn't in a good mood, or that she had something going on?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that does foster more grace for people, which we always need more of. George says that the worry is that they won't like that they'll hate each other, that the friends from opposite groups will hate each other. And I have had at my wedding, which was the ultimate blending of all of my friend groups, one of my close friends hated one of my close friends from growing up.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, I honestly kind of could see her point. Like, it's like, oh yeah, well, that person does do this and this and this. Yeah, you're right. They were being really annoying. Nah, okay. You know, I don't feel like it reflects badly on me, because like, well, your friends growing up, you didn't really get to choose a lot of the time. That's how I feel anyway. Like, you were just kind of thrust together anyway.
Well, twins just kind of back that up. They said, I found that the older you get, the less you have friends that won't get along. I mean, that's true. You kind of curate your people a little bit more as you get older.
That's true. The ultimate friend blend. That's a wedding. Exactly. Unless the problem persists and the gossip repeats, then you got to bring some radical honesty in. Yeah, I think that when it starts to become like an obsessive gossip about like, this person needs to change their life and it's really bothering me because they're not changing their life, it's upsetting me that they're not taking action or whatever, that's when it gets unhealthy, because then you're like, your life is getting upset by something that's totally out of your control, you know, and you're just hurting yourself by, you know, hating how they live.
Oh my God, George and I have talked about this at length, about one of the four agreements, which is to not take things personally. Like, everybody is living their own life with their own history, a million zillion things that have happened to them that have led them up to this moment of making these small judgments. So whatever the fuck they think of you has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
It is their own, like, computer brain that is looking out of their eyeballs, and their own shit in their own brain that is making judgments. Nothing to do with you. But
then in that same breath, I'll say, in your breath, I will take, and I will say, while that's their unique perspective, you can still hear that perspective and maybe agree with it, or maybe understand, you know, for example, if you are in the wrong and someone tells you that you're in the wrong, you can respond to that by being like, oh, well, that's just them. That has nothing to do with me, and like not take it in at all. Or you can listen.
That's a good distinction to make, yeah.
Yeah, and be like, all right, can I see where you're coming from, you know, and can I respectfully understand where you're coming from, and then hopefully better yourself through that.
Yeah, what I was referencing was more like if somebody says like they don't like how you look, or they don't like they're like being bitchy to you kind of randomly. Yeah, you're absolutely right. When it's more of a personal like one-on-one situation that's more heartfelt, then definitely like trust your people.
Totally.
And this is all just, what is the word, like learning social maturity, like what am I reaching for right here?
I don't know. Social maturity sounds good to me.
Social maturity.
George says there's a philosopher who said that the core of everyone's shitty actions is fear, and I tend to agree with that. I do think that you're either moving towards love or you're moving towards fear, and acting out of love or acting out of fear. And and generally if you're acting out of fear, you're not moving toward what you want. You're moving away from what you don't want.
I'm triggered.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm triggered because that was a big argument in my last relationship about acting out of fear, acting out of love, and I feel like some people can use that acting out of love as an excuse for doing shitty things, which is not what you're talking about at all. I'm just saying.
But I can see how that could be twisted.
Had that happen.
I can definitely see how that could be twisted, because it's like,
I didn't want to act out of fear. I'm acting out of love.
Yeah, why are you bringing up this thing to me?
Why are you jealous?
Acting out of fear. Like, why do you have this negative feeling? That's just fear. You should let it go.
Yes.
Where it's like,
that's exactly what it is.
Okay, but you could act out of love right now instead of acting out of fear and rejecting what I'm saying. You could act out of love and comfort me, or, work with me through this, because I can't just change how I feel. Like, I feel how I feel, so let's work on it. I get you. Yeah, you're valid.
Thank you, George.
My din is getting cold.
Oh yeah, you should eat it. Okay, well, we just love talking to you guys so much, to you folks so much.
Wait, you cut out. What did you say?
I was just saying we love talking to you folks so much. So yeah, we should go.
Yes, we do. We could just go on and on and on. But anyway, I have to eat these delicious wings, and I really, really have had so much fun tonight. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for Life is Strange 4 to 6. And then on Thursday at 6 p.m., we will be doing our gaming stream.
Yay! And if you have any suggestions of what you want us to see, what you want to see us play in real life, let us know. We'll see if we can rustle up some games.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you and I can talk about this, Jess, but I kind of feel like maybe we should have a second camera for the cards. But
okay,
we can talk about it.
I mean, I have 2 cameras, 2 webcams.
Oh yeah, who are we rating? Who are we gonna rate?
I don't know. Half Donut, do you have a target? Because I'll go to the go by screen, but we can definitely go ahead and rate somebody, so we can let Alex go to dinner.
Do I have a target? Let's see. Well, Style Pixie is.
We do have a friend, Erica. Ooh, nice. Okay.
Critical Bar. Okay,
Half Donut has a target. All right. Well, we'll go to the goodbye screen. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow for Alex's stream.
Yes.
Bye.
See you folks later. Bye.